years. So all of that to say, man, I want to now perform the song that's a reminder to me of getting back on the right path and getting in tune with God. And the name of the song is called Love Yours. I want to do that for y'all right
now. What up?
What up, sir? How you doing?
What's good? What's good? It's good. Just to reconnect, I just wanted to watch a little bit of that, a little bit, let people, so people can see what it is that we're talking about. I played the song Like That from Metro Boomin Future and Kendrick Lamar, and then I played J.Cole's response, and then I played J.Cole's apology. And the topic of the show is beef in hip hop. How vital is it to the culture? And so, before we jump into that, was it anything that you wanted to talk about that you got wind of? You got wind of this week, Tone? Any news? Anything that caught your attention, current events wise?
Well, peace to everybody on the show. I just want to say I give all the Great Spirit all the honor to be here in the present and in the flesh. It's always something. Well, I think it was written in the end times that people won't be able to differentiate the real from the unreal. And so when it comes to these stories on these platforms, if you will, it's just getting much more increasingly difficult when you hear all the noise and the chatter. Of course, the stuff going on with Ukraine, with Iran and Israel, and things that's going on around the world when it comes to the money systems about to eradicate or implode on themselves. And it's just we're always on the imminent World War III. It's always something. So it's like, I don't know if it catches my ear, but just to hear the chatter in the background, and moreover, it's not what's happening. I think it's how we're gonna respond to it. But I think it's just the chatter in the background so people can talk and talk and talk while some others are probably in the background configuring some things in the midst of. So I don't know. When this stuff hit my ears, I try my best not to jump in and get too and absorb, but then I try not to ignore it either.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely. So, oh, I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. I thought you were done. Go ahead.
I'm done. Thank you.
Yeah, my apologies. I didn't mean to cut you off, too soon. Dr. you got something that you want to bring up?
Yeah, peace to the family. I guess my thing is learning how to view data, statistics, evidence. I know you and I, we've had our debates or discussions about empirical data, and for me, how important it is, especially in the age of so-called age of information.
Yes, sir.
Without having any type of understanding of how to sort of comb through the information, and does facts and evidence really mean anything? Like that's kind of what I've been on. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now I feel you. I'm on the same thing. I was, talking with people, and I said it's funny that people believe that they don't have to have facts for them to consider what they're saying to be an absolute truth. People will go off their emotion of how they feel about something, and make that's supposed to substantiate their feelings are supposed to substantiate what they're talking about, or how it's should be perceived. I'm sorry, I'm trying to turn this volume on my phone down. But yeah, that's what's that's something else too, man. That I was thinking about too, man. I was talking about that at work earlier this week.
Like, you know what has replaced facts?
What's that?
Faith.
Yeah, that I think that happened a long time ago in the black community, man. When the
Yeah,
fathers, when they put the
people have
fathers
faith.
out, they didn't have facts anymore. It was faith.
Yeah, they have faith, and you know.
I'm not even talking about it. I'm saying just I don't like. I'm saying like we deal in an era where you know you have your truth, and then a
Yeah,
lot of people, a lot of us don't like your truth. I like your truth because it's a real thing. You know, when we talk in these different ways, like well, my truth is this and my truth is that. It
yeah,
it's because of how we talk. Sometimes we lose certain things in translation. But it's not like we dealing in the language. Like it's not like we talking a language. So we have to try to figure out what each other is saying. There's a difference between facts and truth. A difference between a opinion and perspective. You know, they, those are true differences. But
oh,
we
shit.
don't have to be PhDs and doctors. We just have to be honest. You know,
Well, let me
what's wrong with a little honesty? You know what I mean?
tell you. This is one of my. I'm discouraged, right? Because this thing about the court of law, and as I look at the court of law, there's always this shit called evidence, testimonies, Exhibit A, Exhibit B, eyewitness accounts, and all that shit never get us to where we need to be.
Yeah,
Like you can present an argument, you can present evidence, which could be evident, you can present testimony, you can even have eyewitnesses, but it still doesn't seem to have the weight because you give. It's like I'm gonna just use it as a very broad. You give the people who are not historically known for being credible or being just. You leave them in charge of justice.
yes, sir.
And so we wonder why we never get it, right? No matter how much evidence we show, no matter how much testimony, no matter how much fact or truth that's shown, we still don't get the verdict that we desire. And that's in
Right.
the court of law. So outside the court of law, where shit is even more gray, I don't think people, like you said, the word my truth, your truth, the truth, right? It's like all these people. The truth don't give a fuck about me or you. It's
Yeah.
it's constant, and so it's just again with the evidence and facts. You can say it to you. It don't help us in our liberation. That's my disappointment.
Yeah.
I think like I know people are at different phases in their life, right? You know what I mean? We had different phases in our life. I don't give a fuck about the justice system. I ain't
Okay.
talking about the justice system because see that's we have to understand how we have to contextualize our messages too. So I'm talking about truth. I don't care if it's in a family diary. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care if it's from a West African griot. I don't care if it's in the Justice Department. I don't care if it's in the military. I'm just talking about pure unadulterated communication and being honest in our dialogue. Now, if we're saying, well, if this dialogue doesn't shift a culture in the black community, that's a contextualized argument. If we're saying, well, this honesty is not going to change the NBA, that's a specific discussion. If we're saying I'm speaking from the principle of because you have to understand from my belief, I think the most revolutionary thing in my life that I've ever been a part of is communication. Is the most technological, the most amazing technology that I have ever seen on a planet Earth is language. So for me, I'm just speaking in terms of just dialogue and trying to figure because if we're talking about shifting a culture of hip hop, if we're talking about hip hop, if we're talking about the black community, if we're talking about banking systems, guess what? You're gonna have to motherfucking talk about it. You're
Yeah.
gonna have to have a language that is understood that comes from something that we all have a fundamental understanding of in order to solve problems.
Yes, sir.
Well, let me
That's
add this. Jay, I would say this with me and you, and I can only say about maybe 10 people on planet Earth that I can actually say I believe I communicate with you. And so the fact that I use words with a lot of people, I
Mhm.
talk to a lot of folks, but when it comes to and not to mention the reason why I believe you and I communicate well, in my opinion, because we don't exist. There's no falsehood there, right?
Right.
There's we have a foundation where there's falsehood doesn't have to exist, and that's okay. So no matter how hard it can be, we can accept it. And
Right.
truth is very weighty, it's pointy, it's sharp, it's hot, it's not comfortable. And so when there's falsehood and ego and a lot of different things, it's difficult to lay the truth out. So I think a lot of folks the relationship of a false, like to say, hey, when we communicate with each other, we're going to take the falsehood out and speak plainly and honestly, and to reveal ourselves. This is what we, and I don't think that exists. Hell, at work, sometimes in the household, it's very far and few between with people you can literally and actually communicate with.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, sir. I know one thing I wanted to bring up though, that I saw, was how the media kept retrying O.J. Simpson after he passed away. And it
Yeah,
was I found it to be, strangely peculiar. That I was watching ESPN and I kept hearing Stephen A. Smith um, constantly repeat the phrase that the Lord was going to deal with OJ. Um, I I was very much put off by that because it was one of the things that bothers me, and it's a constant. It's a constant, so it shouldn't bother me as much. But um, that black men can't even die in peace, without being dragged through the mud or disparaged through the media or in people's eyes. There is so much about being a black man today that it aggravates me, man, that we can't do anything, excuse me, that we can't do anything without someone sullying our name, our deeds, or what it is that we've done. OJ Simpson, yeah, people could say you could consider him a sellout in many um at that time, because right now he blends right in with what's going on. He would blend right in with what's going on. So for that time, yeah, OJ, when we were in the struggle, I'm not black, I'm OJ. But right now, the black community doesn't exist. But one of the best things I've seen to counter what we've seen in the media, um, I have to give it up to the brothers Mason Cameron uh, and Maurice Claret, man, what they did to honor the brother's name. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we can be, how Brother Malcolm X put it, we could be what's the word I'm looking for? Seduced by the dollar and poor, Malcolm said that the America's dollarism can seduce the son of man. You know what I'm saying? So, it you can say, well, he got called out or pulled out of the black community um, because of his love for the dollar. But the thing is when we look at that and we see, how we compare OJ and what he did, as far as people calling him a sellout, but we see the things that we see in the community of people murdering each other, molesting, raping each other. No one calls those people sellouts. You know what I'm saying? So I want to know, and this is rhetorically speaking. I'm not asking you, brother, but you brothers, but I want to know, what is it actually to be a sellout to the black community? Someone who denies their blackness, or someone who hurts and harms black people for the sake of the dollar? You see what I'm saying? When by OJ selling out, who did he hurt? Who did he actually hurt? Who is his victim? You see what I'm saying? So that's all. That's all I wanted to say about that, man. But yeah, if y'all ready to dive into this topic, because and the reason I needed you brothers on here, because I know you guys are MCs, man, and I think Norm just came in. Norm, you ready to come in? You gotta let me see you. At least turn your camera on when you're ready to come on stage, brother, if you can hear us. All right, sweet. Yep. So the reason like I said, I wanted to do this because I know, well, now we got 3 MCs on. So I wanted to hear you brothers' perspective. You know what I'm saying?
I wanted to. Can I add something to what you said about OJ? I just wanted to add this.
Go ahead, please.
What's up, Norm? What's up, brother?
Big Tom, what up, though?
Peace to you.
Damn, this is like my wedding night all over again.
Fuck, it is, isn't it? It is, yeah.
The November 9th boys.
November
The
9
November
boys.
9 boys.
11 boys. Yeah. Go ahead.
Boy. I was thinking, like, because it's gonna spill over into what we talk about, the beef. But when we're thinking about not just like OJ, we think about selling out. One of my mentors told me, he was like, don't be so quick to reject our people, because when we reject our own people, somebody from not our own culture is gonna be right there to swoop them up, right there to spit the game in their ear and tell them how amazing they are, and give them the resources and tools that they could have got from us, and build a case against us. So when you think about that's why I'm not so quick to discard. You got brothers who kind of got a temperamental, or they got some things, or they're too ambitious, but without knowledge, little zeal, but not understanding. So when we're thinking about the competition of it, OJ was competitive. Shit, he was a lead news. He was a competitor. And so to get more, we got gatekeepers that offer more, right? We got people in these industries who are the usher of that dollar, like you say, to give those opportunities that John Q. Citizen just won't get. So that puts people to get access there, like, okay, like the Diddy's, like the Jay-Z's, when you think about those, you get rewarded, if you will. And so he was rewarded. So sometimes it's not against our people. You can be rewarded to stay away from our people. You can be rewarded not to be involved, like meritorious manumissions. You can be rewarded to go back and tell what you heard in the gathering. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
so
sir.
I think all kind of as far as scapegoats, or those who betray the people, not by utilizing the things that we're lured or seduced by. However, being smart enough to know that once they have you over a barrel, that's where you're gonna stay. That's where you at. Yeah. And so we think about and me being I'm a battle rapper. I was a battle rapper. That was one of my first loves, right? So I'm using the word to aggressively go at people. So competition and so competition and beef are a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to compete, because I remember Ron say, "Hey, it was a lot of stars on this stage tonight, but guess what?
Yes,
whose
house?
Right. This is my house." And so that or the bridge is over. The bridge, like, we had to let them guys know this ain't what. So the competition is a sport. It's a blood sport. Sometimes it can be, but it didn't. I think the beef is like, I think when it comes to talent and and artistry is one thing, but I'll just say this and then I'm gonna let like, the thing about the beef that Detroit rappers went through was a lot different than the beef on different coasts. The difference between the beef in the South, the beef out West, the beef in out in New York, in Detroit, when they ran up on you, it was real. It was different. It wasn't just beef. It wasn't just hip hop. You know, they say, like Lil Fat Joe said, Mike Tyson, but Fat Joe said, what's his name? Roy Jones ran up on him because of some shit. He said, I make Roy Jones lean back. We're talking about hip hop, but we're talking about the power of words, to the point where old boy showed up. And he said, man, that's just hip hop. It's just hip hop. And you get a pass because that's the culture, that's the competition, that's the style. So, but to die off every bar that's a whole new thing. Yes, I don't think Detroit play like that, because the New York guys can see each other in different places. But when they saw each other, it was way more real, because those other guys probably knew it was business. It was a little entertainment. It was a little cockiness to it, but it didn't mean your life. And I don't think
Right.
a lot of these young people understand that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My man Norm with his Boss Bailey jersey on. What's going What's going on, man?
Hey, you know that was actually Boss Bailey's number, right?
Yeah, I know. I know. I know.
Wow.
No, no. So what's your take on beef and hip hop? Is it vital to the culture of hip hop?
Yeah, it is. But I do want to say one thing. Tom was talking about how battle rap was in Detroit. Like me and Dr. Ari can tell you a firsthand experience of that. You know, we was at Alvin's and you know somebody that I had a couple words for. I spit a couple bars to him on an open mic, and what was it, Jay? Like 5 minutes later,
about 10 minutes later, it was the Foot Clan in there,
it
dog.
was like 30 motherfuckers
wait a
up
minute.
in there.
Because you said something in the battle rap to somebody?
No,
It was like a dart. We wasn't face to face, but we was like shooting at each other.
There's a
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Let me get in here before you go. There was a history.
Okay.
And the history around him, Abnorm, and I think the other dude was Killer Khan. You know, shout out to Killer Khan if he out there. They had a battle. He defeated Ab in a battle, but at that time, like it was over music.
Okay.
And so, it wasn't the Acapulco that motherfuckers get to do now. You just so like I think they gave him a beat like New York, and they gave this nigga a beat like Vanilla Ice.
Hold on, they gave Norm the Vanilla Ice beat.
Yeah, not a real Vanilla Ice beat.
But
No,
but I'm saying it was like a bullshit beat.
Yeah, it was nothing he could do with it. So
wait, shit, man.
So they, he defeated him. So Norm, from my perspective, he had a chip on his shoulder. Norm was a battle rapper too. He had a real chip on his shoulder, and they went at it a number of times. Like we'd go to an event or whatever, and it was almost like Norman, like if he see him, he like
on site,
on site.
Scales,
it was on site every time. So then Norm was like a pit bull. You know what I'm saying? He was like a pit bull. Like he that was his thing.
Oh, he getting Rorschach. Oh, he getting Rorschach out there.
Yeah, dog. Like it was like what was that, Princess? What was that movie, dude? Where the dude kept looking for the man that killed his father and shit. That's how Ab was. Like,
the Princess Bride.
Princess Bride. Like he had that big long speech that he was practicing just in case. That's how Ab was. Like every time you see him, it was just on site. Then it started to get a little chippy. I think he said something about Ab, and I don't think he took that too kindly. And it wasn't. He didn't take it like in the spirit of competition. He took it like in the spirit of like, I think like Ab was a punk. And so he had issues with it, but Ab wanted to talk to him. They're like, hold on, like what you talking about? Like this is a different story. Like he wanted to kind of talk to him. So he couldn't, all the times they ran into each other for the battle shit, they wasn't running at each other so he could talk to him. So I remember this vividly. He made a conscious decision. He was like, okay, today gonna be today. Like he got up there and he just went nuts. He just went nuts. And then everybody was like, oh yeah, we gotta call him down here for this shit. Like and they called him down there, you know what I'm saying? And
you just heard the crowd, it was packed in there. You heard the crowd like, oh,
well, yeah, it wasn't no, oh, I'm going at it. It was like, okay, all right, hold on. Okay. And the tension was in the air. It was like, here we go. The tension was in the air. And they wasn't even there. Like I sat out at the table, and the motherfuckers filed in that motherfucker like the platoon. I'm like, here we go.
Okay.
And then that's kind of how it got on.
Wow.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Yeah.
But to answer your question though, yeah, yes. And
Okay.
me and Dr. Tari had I feel like Spider-Man when he said, "We using our superhero names today."
Right.
So forgive me, I'm gonna call you by your slave name a few times, man. But no, we was just talking about this yesterday, man. Yeah. That short answer to your question, yes. I
Okay.
believe like this, if you want to call it beef or whatever, I believe it's part of. I think it's part of it. I don't think it's mandatory though. Like one of the people I was talking about was like Andre 3000, right? Like he one of the dopest MCs ever. But if somebody came at him, I wouldn't look at him a certain way if he turned the other cheek because I don't really expect like combat out of him. You know what I'm saying? Now, if he gave it to me, I'm gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't expect it. But when you present yourself, a lot of us present ourselves as highly competitive, highly like just ready to kill a motherfucker. And
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all got into it. Like that's what J.Cole has always presented himself as to me. Like
Yeah.
a few weeks ago, I was having conversations about how it's amazing how he would clap at people on their own songs. And I'm like,
Yeah.
how do he keep doing this shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he one of the most, he remind me of like Terrence Crawford. He just nasty. He like, he don't look like it, but when you get him in the
Yeah.
ring, he just seemed
Ring.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, just
Yeah.
just mean,
Just in
got a
there just
mean
to fuck
streak.
you up.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he got this reputation. So when he comes out and throw darts, and then when the dude throw darts back at him, and he come back with some, mediocre shit and then bow out, I don't think he has the right. He doesn't have the privilege or the license to be able to bow out and say, "Oh, this is fucking with my spirit." Like, if you do that, then your whole fucking career, like everything is void to me. Like all these lines, the Benny the Butcher song, everything is out of the window. I don't want to hear none of that. I kill a motherfucker on lyrically or I can't hear none of that. So like when I think that avenue of rap does exist and is really real, which is what's got people like me, fans of the art like me, like enjoying today. Like, did y'all hear that Drake? This
Yeah, I just felt like I hope they voice box disappear. It's the worst shit I'm hearing ever in my life. This shit
got you,
terrible,
but
dog.
to me, it was dope.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
so I was really happy to hear this motherfucker come back. Now I'm waiting on Kendrick. You know what I'm saying?
So
Like, what Kendrick at?
Drake
So
diss Kendrick.
okay, so look,
Yeah, Drake does everybody.
hey Doc, before I get to you, do you want to go ahead and give your spiel about
No, go ahead. I'll
um
go last. I'll go
okay.
last.
No, because I don't want to, as a matter of fact, go ahead because now I just kind of like want to see if we could, I kind of like want to add some parameters to it and just ask some questions
Okay, well
based.
let me jump in.
Yes, sir.
So first of all, yes, I think the battle there's we can acknowledge there's a difference between battle and beefing,
Yes, sir.
right? We can acknowledge that. I'll make it quick, right? I think as MCs on this phone, like on this live,
Yes, sir.
we the apology, like what Abnorm is saying, he's saying like you don't get to do this because you are a killer. You are
Yeah.
MC that's talking about how you always better than somebody. I don't think that's what he was apologizing for, right?
I
I
don't.
think there's a difference between
I don't either. Go ahead.
okay, all right. Well, first of all, I share a difference between somebody saying that the music is lackluster and seeing people respond to it, and he's feeling like, yo, they don't really like it, so I'm gonna apologize and bow out. I don't make that subscription. It almost seems foolish to me. But my thing is, this is my thing. Yeah, their hip hop is aggressive and it's competitive, right? But I think that there's a difference between sparring and battling.
Yes, sir.
I think there's a difference between sparring and battling. Now, I never threw a shot at Abnorm. Never. Never threw a shot at Abnorm. I threw plenty shots at this other brother on this phone, and he's done put me in headlocks. He's done. It's like it's and it's sometimes these battles or the not battles, these sparring sessions that will would come out between Skills and myself. A lot of times it was by mistake. You know what I'm saying? It was like I say a line and he like, hold on, and but I couldn't see myself getting into a full scale battle with him. And so if I'm on a song, and I'm saying I'm the lyrical guy, I'm better than everybody, I'm this, that, and the third. Everybody says that. 90% of artists is out here saying that. Everybody says it, right? We just know that artists like J.Cole, he's very good at it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the sparring part. But I don't think sparring in a full scale battle are the same thing. And I think it might be different if somebody else would have threw that shot at him. For example, 1985, right? What did he do? So he said something, somebody responded to what he said, and he responded to them.
Yes.
Right? You understand what I'm saying? So I just view this as an artist not willing to engage in something where he doesn't feel this type of way about somebody. So yeah, I believe you can get on the track and say certain shit. You could throw your subliminals. You could do all that because that's sparring. But there's a difference between sparring and actually getting into a full-fledged battle. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
yeah. Well, let me say this. I think because before y'all got on here, right when at the end of it, I played Like That, and then I played 7 Minute Drill. Then I played his apology, which I don't believe is an apology. I don't even believe it's waving the white flag. I think what it is, and this is my opinion on it. I don't sparring is cool, battling is cool, but as the brother said, when the world was looking at it, like, what you gonna do, Jake? What you gonna do, Cole? And his boys were saying, what you gonna do, Cole? And then he came out and made the song. I think what he saw, because of how close he is with these brothers, and I'm gonna go into what me and Doc was talking about. I didn't think it was a problem with battling. I didn't think he wanted beef with the brother, because there was something else that could have came about that, because there was somebody else that he had worked with and had a relationship with, and that's something that I think supersedes can supersede battling and beefing and even sparring. Because now what I got to look at now is I don't let these motherfuckers geek me up to come out here and say some shit. And the shit, like you said, like, I don't even think he was that even that either one of them was that fucking good. Because even what Kendrick Lamar said wasn't shit to me. It was, I mean, in fact, I'm gonna say it like this: I don't like Kendrick Lamar at fucking all, to be real. You know what I'm saying? I think he's talented, but that's about the size of it. I think he's talented. I think he's great for the kids today. He's probably the best thing that rappers have to offer, but I don't look at him as an MC.
Can I jump in here?
No.
Let me.
And so, no, I'm just saying.
I'll wait. I'll humbly wait.
No, I'm joking, man. But no, I'm just saying. I just think it's and Tone, you free to go. Just give me 20 more seconds, brother.
Go.
The brother has I think he saw it that it could become something that it shouldn't be between those two. And Norm, I don't like that fucking smirk on your face.
Because I'm happy for y'all. I'm legitimately happy, because if y'all got that out of this shit and y'all able to just continue listening to this man, then y'all get to keep an artist that y'all fuck with. Like he like Chris Benoit. Like he don't exist to me anymore.
I'll say this.
How you gonna do Chris Benoit like that? Go ahead. I'm sorry, man.
I'll say this. This is something, and this is I don't know if this is good or bad, but not when you think about country, you think about rock and roll, when you think about ska, disco, funk, blues, R&B, jazz. Don't none of them bear the same weight that hip hop does. Like in hip hop, it went from a point where it was entertainment. Like Redman, he was my favorite dude. Nigga, I'm up on Mars, fucking blue bitches, and but then it became to the point where what came out your face, you had to. This shit had to be real.
Right.
It couldn't even be entertainment no more, right? So then you think about this shit called drill rap, where they literally rapping about shit that's really about to happen, just happened, or gonna happen, and they killing people because of shit that come out each other's mouths.
Right.
And I'm like, that's beef to the utmost. So it's not like it ain't how it sound. It ain't the shots. It's the when you say something, it's like sending messages over motherfucking music. That's what beef is. First off, fuck your bitch and the clique you claim, right? It gets so personal, right? When it comes to the art of it. It used to be, like I say, don't nobody bear the weight of just having fun and saying shit. You just can't say shit no more in the hip hop because it's gonna be utilized and refocused. So when you think about it, I think J.Cole for real. I mean, on the just bare bones. I don't know if you heard "Good Kid, Mad City," Brother Bay, but that's just classic, okay? Yeah. And not to mention, I think he lived his life. I don't know if J. Cole, because he know the reality of words, the power of words. We're going back to that. Like, I don't know if they want that life out in California. These boys, I'm saying, it become real. You just can't say shit about a guy in Chicago on wax and think that's the end when you go to that city or in LA. So I just think the culture of it has become, it's so demanding that it ain't entertainment. Is realer, and it's scary to do hip hop because you say shit. Rappers get insurance policies on their lives because of the word, because of the shit that come out their mouths, and they die behind it. And that's all I'm saying. So it can be like, so J. Cole, I think J. Cole knows this as good as he is, and he can be playing and having fun and like I said, taking shots. Whereas, but when you start saying certain shit, I don't think certain people, can respond with the business of it. Like, and I do think competition bring out the best. Without Jay talking all that slick shit, wouldn't be no ether. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be some of this. It
but
wouldn't
even
be
in
some.
that,
Go ahead.
I don't mean to control, but even in that, I'm sorry, Doc. But even in that, right, with the Nas and the Jay thing, that was like in my estimation, that was a pure battle. That was a pure battle from two dudes that were coming from two different spectrums of of hip hop. I don't want to say spectrum of hip hop, but two different directions of hip hop, and they were bound to meet in the middle. They had never worked together. They had never did anything together. They were bound to meet in the middle. But the thing is, when you saw what happened with Big and Pac, them was niggas who was sleeping in the same house together. You know what I'm saying? They were sharing space together, so they had that brotherly, they had that connection, and then it became something that that ultimately, got really vitriolic, and that's all I'm saying. So I'm thinking how Cole seen it. I don't think he had a problem with battle. I think he just didn't want to fuck around and have something become, him ruin a brotherhood with that with Kendrick.
Let me tell y'all something, man.
You messy.
Let me tell you something, man. This was the least, this was the lowest risk battle of all time. Like there was zero risk of any, because I've been hearing a lot of people say, like, I just listen to Pusha T talk about out another man's baby. A secret baby.
Yeah. But
border.
Did the niggas work together? Before that, did they have that connection before that? And see, I don't know anything about that Pusha T and Drake beef. I don't know anything about it.
What? Go ahead.
It don't necessarily have between Cole and Kendrick. It don't necessarily have to be about them becoming violent to one another.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not
saying that. I think that's how.
That's what I've heard a lot of. I've heard that it could go anywhere. We
No, I don't think
don't want to. I've heard that like he just didn't feel comfortable doing this to his man. He more mature than that. I've heard, but to me, I'm just saying to me, the most likely scenario here, based on the history that I've heard from this man's mouth, is that he thought that he could get in a ring with this motherfucker, and when he threw his little shot out there, he saw the reaction, and he retreated back to something that he thought would be acceptable because of this got this mature, deep, dread loving, like motherfucker. Oh, I could just go. I'm peaceful, and motherfuckers ain't gonna question me on that. Like I'm gonna be the bigger. I think he knew that. I think he knew that he could do that, and that it was gonna be a bunch of motherfuckers that took that and said like, "Oh, that's dope." You know what I'm saying? I think he's exploiting that, which is smart for his business. And then the next thing we heard him on, he talking about, like I think he can go on about his career. But I think he saw when he came out with that bullshit. Now all of us got different opinions on here about it. Y'all thought it was trash. I thought it was mid. You know what I'm saying, from Kendrick and him. But
Yeah.
for the majority of what I've seen was that like Kendrick kind of dropped a bomb on him. Whether or not we agree with it or not,
Yeah.
I think
Of
the
course.
streets received it from what I saw, like on whatever, was that Kendrick shot him, and then a large contingent of people was saying like, this is what you came back with, like neither one, like basically disappointed, like
Yeah.
like
No, I get
you
you.
waiting on a prize fight between two boxers and it's lackluster, like the Pacquiao Mayweather fight, like people said about that, like we waited all this time for this, and this is what we got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that when it left off like that, and to me, when he saw like, man, I hit this motherfucker with a haymaker, and I think he just got the fuck up out of there.
I don't think
And
it was a haymaker. I think he said
Hold
it.
on,
It
hold
was
on,
a
hold on, hold
body
on, hold on,
shot.
hold on. I want to respond to that. Go ahead.
Go ahead, brother. I'm not moving. Go ahead.
go ahead.
You there?
Yeah,
I
yeah. I see.
think I think it's legs to what Ab is saying. I retract my statement that I said earlier. I do think it's legs to what he's saying. I I don't think that he's backtracking or anything because of the response of the people. Like in our text exchanges, I think he doesn't feel what he's saying. I think he's not inspired to do that.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's his. I don't think that's him being running from it. Or I think it's like when I believe him on the stage, and I think that's probably where we differ. I think when he says I'm being taken off my course or being taken off uh, my path, I don't think he's saying the ability to get in a battle. I think it's an ability to battle two people that he's linked himself to, or who, excuse me, and who fans have linked him with, he has continuously said that he's inspired by. I don't think he wanted to do that, and I think that what he came out was lackluster because he's not inspired to do that, and I think that that's what he means when he's saying I need to get back on my purpose, get back on, instead of letting everybody else have some type of significance in my life as to the actions that I take via this art form. Let me get back on what I did to get me to the place I am now. And that's just being true to me. Me being a very just a regular motherfucker. His persona, him being him. And I think that that's what he was saying.
it was a I'm ashamed that I even know this shit, but it was a song where Busta Rhymes was. You remember that he did a diss song towards, I think, Ja Rule and Benzino or
Yeah.
somebody.
It was a few of them on there. It was 50 Cent, Ja Rule, and I think
Yeah,
one of them
but
on
but Buster came on there and spit some shit. Then at the end, he was like, "Nah, let me just go back to having fun." Like,
there.
let me like I don't even fuck with this. Like, Buster to me can say that because I don't have a history of Buster saying how he decapitate people on their own raps and shooting darts at Nas, like subliminals, talking about attacking his career. He don't have that. My beef with Cole is that he has that. He like, so I understand
I,
completely, like
yeah,
what
I don't
Jay.
see how this is applicable to what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with what you're saying.
No,
I'm saying, hold on, I want to interject, and I'm sorry, but I'm saying you are correct. He does have this history where I think there's a disconnect, and I don't know if you're answering me. I don't know, but there is this thing that he has where he's competitive and he's sparring with people. We've seen other people diss him. We've seen how he's respond to other people when they diss him. But it just seems to he doesn't want to do this with this person. So I guess my question is, being that, let me ask you a question. Being that you are an MC, being that being that this is it has its components of competitiveness, right? Well, we are sparring with each other, right? Do you think that it's cool to get into a full-fledged battle with somebody that you don't feel that way about? Do you see that as a difference, or is
now
that the
I don't
same
know how
thing?
that's I wasn't addressing that, but to answer your question on that, and then I'll get back to what I yeah, I mean it depends on what the circumstances is. But like I wouldn't, me personally as an MC, like I wouldn't like make a or make a diss track about Tone. Like I don't have that. I wouldn't like. I wouldn't even know where to start. I have nothing, nothing to go on. We have no reason for that, right? But what I was saying was, what I was getting at with that was, if he is, like he don't have a license to say that, but let's say he do. Let's say he was really genuine, and it just fucked with his spirit. It had nothing to do with the reception of it. It was just genuine. He just felt bad. He felt
Yeah.
icky about putting this shit out about somebody
Nigga said,
we didn't feel that way about, right? Cool. I'm just saying all the shit in the past is null and void. That's why, like, all of these, if we call it sparring, whatever it is, I can't give it any credit because the sparring is, to me, in this context, is preparing you for the fight. And if I don't feel like you are willing to fight with the people that you sparring with, like, I can't count you as the Floyd Mayweather or I can't count you as one of the big three, the Roberto Duran and Tommy Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard. Like,
Got you. I got you.
I just
That
can't.
makes sense.
Like all of that got to be erased. If it's either way, it's got to be erased. I just don't want to hear it. That's all. Like,
No, I wasn't talking about what you want to hear. In terms of as an art, as I got you. You saying the nigga
yeah,
popping
yeah.
shit?
No, that's
No,
why I
I
said I
got you.
feel
I got
good. I feel happy for y'all because he still got people like y'all out there that's gonna keep listening because y'all didn't take it the way I did. I don't. He is Milli Vanilli to me. Like he is
you.
done. Like I don't want to hear because
So
I don't like his girl raps. I don't like the
Oh,
raps about
well,
pussy and shit.
yeah, well,
And I definitely
particularly,
don't want to hear none of the
yeah.
lyrical shit. Like I just like for me, who the fuck am I? I wasn't his biggest fan anyway. So, but I'm just saying for me, I don't want to
No,
hear
I get it. I got you. I
none
got
of
what
the
so
you're saying.
brother,
sniper shit ever.
I want
That's
to
a
get back to the
that's
question with brother Disa. You say, is it vital? You mean, is it important that
how
the
vital is it to
battle?
the culture? Yeah.
How vital? Well,
How
I
vital?
mean,
And I
some
said
people.
beefing. I didn't say battling. I used beef.
Oh, all right.
As
Have you
purpose.
heard of drill rap? What y'all think about that drill rap?
I hate it.
I hate it also. I hate it. Have you ever heard it, brother Doctor? You ever
Why
heard it?
why you laugh?
That's the most sincere answer I've ever heard in my
I
life.
mean, I'm gonna tell you the difference.
And
The
I'm not
difference
saying I
is
hate drill rappers. I hate drill rap
the
because
difference is one day this young cat was playing this shit, and as you listening to it, it's telling the story. But it's
Mhm.
different than just like 6 in the morning, police at my door. Even if it was, all the other, it was
Yeah,
talking about a young person that got killed and what they did to their mama's house and all this other shit. And that
yeah,
shit that just look like that's really happening. And like this shit could go viral, right? You got 700,000 views off some shit that your cousin, like it's real stories. Is all I'm saying.
yeah.
All the
And I
time.
think, and not to cut you off, but I think that's why my temperament about the reaction that people have been of people's reaction has been The reason I'm like, fuck these motherfuckers. Not you know, you know what I'm saying, but I'm like, fuck these motherfuckers, man, because the thing is like when I look at it, and the reason I'm saying that, honestly, I'm saying mean that, I'm not just joking. I'm saying because I know you're an MC, so you're looking for it from an MC's perspective. Most of these motherfuckers ain't looking at it from that perspective.
Now I'm looking at it from a fan perspective.
Nigga, but you an MC and you know how that shit go.
I'm
you know
looking at this shit from a fan perspective. I'm hungry for this.
I'm looking at it with the power of
I
words.
got you. But listen. You can be an MC and still be a fan, brother. But I'm saying you understand it. You got messy ass bitch niggas that want to hear some niggas talk about each other. And this is what I'm talking about. And this is what I'm saying with this. It's like, and I think that's why, like I said, I feel J.Cole when he say, I let people urge me on to do some shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like, really, these niggas just being, they just want to see some mess. This shit ain't about hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It got some other little, shit sprinkled into it. You know what I'm saying? It's that man drama bullshit. You know what I'm saying that you have going on. This is not about MC, MC warfare. You know what I'm saying? The art of battling. You know what I'm saying? This is really about fucking beefing. You know what I'm saying? This is sincerely how I see the way, and reading the comments. And like you say, people were saying, I seen a lot of people for J. Cole, but it was like a whole bunch of bullshit thrown at Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar don't deserve that shit. J. Cole don't deserve the other shit. You see what I'm saying? And that's all I'm saying is like, I don't think it could have been a truly accepted MC battle because we have so many. Right now, we're just living in a messy ass time. That's all, I mean, that's just, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I just don't think it's I don't see us being at that. I think we were at that point years ago, like when we were younger and before motherfuckers start really like killing each other over the shit, or not kill, like the Pocket Biggie shit, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit was a result of whatever, right? But I really think that like right now, when we look at battles, that nobody is looking at it like messy. Like I want to see these motherfuckers. I want to see some blood. I want to see these motherfuckers fight or whatever.
No,
like
no.
That.
I'm not even saying that. I'm not even saying to where it becomes violent. I'm saying people are looking for vitriol. They're not looking for a good. When we was listening, like right now, like if you hear people talk about the Jay-Z and Nas beef, back then niggas was like, man, Nas got that nigga. He killed that nigga with Ethan, and then he killed him with last real nigga alive. But now you talk to niggas and niggas like, man, that nigga was talking about putting condoms on the nigga baby seat or some whole ass shit like that, man. You know what I'm saying? And you get that whole fishy ass element in there. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, man, what the fuck is this, man? Like, nigga, that's why Jay-Z mama called the nigga at the station, like, nigga, you ain't battling no more. Like, nigga, you bitching up, nigga. This becomes, now you just twirling your neck at the nigga. Nah, you know what I'm saying? That's what it sounded like Jay-Z was doing. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you got the neck twirling motherfuckers. They're the ones that's in that keyboarding it up. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck happened to Jay? Doc left out of here. But yeah, so that's all, brothers. That's all I was saying, man.
I mean, the stage is there, yes, but sir. It was like you think about the reason why Jay, and I think I don't know, and I think whatever. This is just my perspective. When you think about that, when we heard the "Hit 'Em Up" by Pac, I don't know if I've ever heard a more personal diss record. Maybe you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was like no Vaseline, with Ice Cube. It was like, damn, okay, that's hardcore. But Pac kind of was very direct, and it was like, damn, it gave permission to say what you felt. I mean, usually when it comes to the masculinity of it, it was a certain, because men, I think, we know the power of words, and I think when we misuse them, that and so we had to know the parameter of hip hop was that's where we're gonna stay. And like even with this new battling, when they stand up in front of each other in these auditoriums and they just acapella beef and battle.
Yeah.
They get up in each other's face, you know. It was, but again, it's a certain rule to it, an ethic that we use in this. But it get emotional and shit. But we talking about beef, the power of words. When somebody say some shit and they're like, okay, when I see your ass, it's another element to it.
Oh, okay.
And so I think with Jay-Z and I do think Jay-Z and Nas at the end of the day had a healthy respect for each other. And I think that's one of the elements
I believe that. Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead, Doc. You were saying something about
yeah, I just want to say, like, I think we all can distinguish beefing between battling. I think we spend a lot of time talking about beefing. I think that's what Abnorm is saying. Like, yes, there's power in words, but we could contextualize it. We know we pretty much know K Dot and J. Cole are two artists that are not talking about doing any
each other. Right.
Like I think we all can agree on that. Pretty much.
Yeah.
But that let me say, even if they're not, they may not be. But the people who associated that gathered in J. Cole ear to have him sit his ass down and actually write something about K Dot, these are the instigators. These are the people who may have stake in that they may want to see. So I'm just saying these two individuals may not.
Yes,
but
I could agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
And that's all I'm saying. I think like and the reason I say how vital is it to the culture, because I think more or less
how vital is battling to the culture?
No, how vital is beef? Beef and hip hop. How vital is it to the culture?
Are you saying beef or like competition?
No. I'm just saying beef. I use beef purposely. You know what I'm saying? Battling. I know it's vital. Battling is a part. That's what hip hop was made from.
Hip hop. I don't think beef is. Yeah, I don't think beef is vital.
No, I know, brother. That's why I used it. I purposely used the word. That's why I said beef in hip hop.
Hey, if it's not vital, but is beef marketable?
Yes, therefore it's vital. It's vital to. His question is it vital to the culture?
How vital is it to the culture? How vital is beef to the culture? See, like you say, it's marketable because it's vital from that money standpoint. But it's not good for the, you know what I'm saying? Beef doesn't,
50 Cent got shot 9 times. He got shot 9 times and sold 9 million copies of Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah. Chuck D put something, and I watched something, man, when Chuck D said Tupac sold 5 million albums before he died. And this was like in 98 when he said this. He said he sold, or 99, he said he sold 22 million after he died. And now it's up to what, 55 million or something?
Yeah. So yes, that they had a perfect chart of that shit one time. I wish I would have saved it, but yeah, his shit skyrocketed after he was there.
Yeah.
But the reason why I said that, so like, I do think that back in the day, because you remember how 50 Cent blew up. Remember he came out with that song "How to Rob," right?
Yeah, How to Rob.
He just name dropped
yeah.
everybody in the industry, right?
Yeah.
And I remember like either reading something or seeing something where like A&Rs was saying that they was getting demo tapes from people that was like dissing Jay-Z, song dissing Snoop Dogg, song, you know what I'm saying? It was like that's what the entry was that they believed it was to even get in the game, and you had to be for somebody, right? But the reason why I say I don't think it's vital now is because it seemed to me like the way money is being made now is more so from camaraderie than beef. And the people that we see beefing is typically, like the Tekashi 6ix9ine and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
like, it don't seem like there's as much of a lane for them in today's hip hop than it used to be for people like 50 Cent and other motherfuckers just wanted to like beef or whatever. Like it don't seem like it's that type of appetite for it for whatever. I think that like right now, because of certain liabilities or whatever, it might not be as good for business as it used to be.
Like the brother Free One was saying, Tone was saying, he said he said that the artist was getting life insurance. No, it's the companies that's getting life insurance on the artists. Because when these artists are killed, those sales go up. What's the kid out of Chicago that was killed?
King
Goddamn,
Von.
King Von. His shit went up. Young Dolph shit shot up. You know what I'm saying? Mo 3 shit shot up. Even though I don't know none of these niggas' music, I hear everybody talking about this shit. No,
Yeah,
I'm serious. I don't
yeah,
know.
but
I
I
couldn't
think
think. Go ahead.
with all them people, like when we talk about Young Dolph, King Von, Mo
Mm-hmm.
3 and all them, I think you talking about some really low level rappers, like really low. That I'm talking about like back in the day, like the mainstream people were you almost had they had a whole fucking series off of it. Like I think every single rapper, like the top rappers you could think of, probably made an appearance on that docu series Beef. Remember,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like Eminem, Snoop Dogg,
Mm-hmm.
50, Jay-Z, Nas. Everybody had to be a part of some prominent beef. It seemed to me like the people like you got because I like them little low level motherfuckers that's really like just gangsters that just happen to rap like Tone was talking about, like people that's they saying the shit in these drill raps. They getting indicted on these fucking lyrics now. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
I think like
But think
those
about
people
it though.
like to bring.
How high level were the Cheddar Boys or the Street Lords? You know what I'm saying? They was low level.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? You think about Blade Icewood, all them boys out here. They wasn't, but around here they was big, but they had a beef for some time, and you ain't heard of Pete. You know what I'm saying? Like they was really doing it on the music and in the
Yeah,
streets. And
yeah,
Jay Z and Nas can be for 2 decades. You know what I'm saying? They know where each other at. But here it was a different thing. The beef was real. I mean, I
yeah.
forgot my man. There's a lot of those guys. Like I say, they was low level. They to us, I think we big time to us all the time. But it was equivalent to some of the ones we was naming. But they came to the point where the price was paid when it came to the street. It really, really was.
That's like now, like who the high level beefs right now? Like
See, we don't
Chris
have.
Brown and Quavo. No, for
But I'm
real. Like they
saying
got.
it seems like we spending a lot of time like there is a difference between Big and Pac and Nas and Jay. Even
Right.
though like we talked about the beef series, volumes 1, 2, and 3. When you intertwine Ja Rule and 50 Cent, no, that was they just happened to rap. He said it. No, I genuinely don't like him. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're not talking about Mo D and LL. We're not talking about Busy B and Mo D. We're not talking
Right.
about Mo D and we're not talking about that. I think we spend a lot of time talking about us having legitimate issues with one another basis versus the basis of competition. Like
Right.
it's not the same thing. We agree that it's not the same thing. We also understand what Tone is saying when you have people in your camps that are sort
Egg
of
you on.
egging you on. But there is a level of competition as it relates to this thing called rap, and we're not. I don't know why we're spending a lot of time talking about the people that is beefing.
Right. No, I think the reason I think the reason that I I pulled some of those names up was just to illustrate the point to where that it wasn't hip hop competition. You know what I'm saying? Those dudes that wasn't hip. See, Nas and Jay, hip hop competition. L and LL and Modi, hip hop competition. Pac and Big, that was something else, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, that's clear. That's clear.
That wasn't hip hop competition, and that is what I'm trying to
But I think
delineate. Go
if
ahead.
I think the blurry line is it's the vehicle in which they get to express through hip hop. You get to send these messages like and to those who decipher, oh, he just playing, or this shit is real. Is it live or Memorex? Because they
Right.
spitting it through a microphone, they recording it, you duplicating it, you mixing the shit, mastering it. You think it sounds sweet, everybody hear it, and you distribute it, and it's the vehicle of hip hop now. Whether it's the intent of behind it is to send a message, or to say, hey, I'm styling and you know, see if you can top that. You know what I'm saying? I think that's based on who the creator intended it for.
Yes, sir.
Let me reset for a minute.
Go ahead, brother.
Lamar, you asking what is beef vital to the culture of hip hop?
Yeah.
Got you.
That's all. How vital is it to the culture of hip hop? Because I think, like, you know, to get a battle, there has to be some beef there. But
Really?
yeah,
Oh,
to get,
okay.
I think, you know what I'm saying? I think to get a battle, there has to be something there. You know what I'm saying? That,
No,
you
you
know,
saying, but are you saying? I agree that there's something there. When I, you know, you saying beefing though. Like maybe we again.
not, but I don't think it's a
Okay.
personal beef. I think it's an MC. I think it's like, you know, this punk jacking my style. You know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a very, I think it's a very low level beef. You know what I'm saying? That
Beef?
starts
Like
to,
how are we defining beef then? Like
Yeah, I think
like
that's
what? Yeah,
yeah, we need to
we
determine
need
how
to
we
define
define it.
it because
how
we
how
need
would
to.
how would you all define beef?
No, you hold on. How are you saying it? Because you asking the question, like, what are
And
you
I say
defining?
beef. How vital beef in hip hop? How vital is it to the culture? Right. So
Oh,
when I'm saying is what I'm saying is if you have a beef with somebody, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a contention there. There's a point of contention. There's
okay.
some contempt for some reason or something, you know, and that's why I say even with Jay and Nas, I don't think it was a beef. I think it was a respect there, but it was like, man, this nigga, we gotta bump heads. So there has to be some contention there. There has to be some contempt there for us to, you know what I'm saying, for me to do this. Now
I got you.
but also there are, like we said, low level beef, high level beef, low level MCs, high level MCs. You see what I'm saying? So
So do
now
you hold on before you go? Do you think there because I think I'm better than Tone that there's contention between me and Tone or that I'm beefing with him?
no. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. If there was a if you and
I
if
know.
you and
I get what
Tone
he's saying.
if you and Tone um like say after tonight, you know what I'm saying? Let's just say all of us started like we have some contention between us on here, right? We start beefing. You know, y'all niggas start writing raps and shit. I write a story about everybody, right? So we start we
You gonna
start doing
win shit.
he gonna say you gonna win. But I'm saying like we there it just like say it could be some small contention there. You know what I'm saying? Okay, wait a minute, hold on, nigga. You say you better than me? You know what I'm saying? Nigga, how you better than me? And then you know y'all go through it, then y'all get to rapping.
I
Okay,
get
Yeah,
what
that's
you're
what
y'all
saying.
don't
happened.
fight.
Okay. So you saying an incident or something. That's what happened with
Yeah,
BBB and Mo Dick.
that's what I mean. I
That's what
mean,
happened with
that's what I say.
BBB and Mo Dick.
Yeah,
Yeah, you just
I
said
think
it's different types of beef. Yeah,
it's different type of beef. And but I'm saying
that's what he said.
how vital is it to the culture? Is it that vital to where we need it for hip hop to survive?
Well,
Can
I would say,
hip hop survive without beefing? Can
I
can,
hip
would
can I,
say
hop
not. Yeah, I would say it's not vital to the culture at all.
at all? Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I think
I
the
would
battle
say,
thing, yeah.
I would say,
I think the battle thing.
I would say like to cross this bridge. You heard that term up. People say anybody but Trump, right? On a
Mhm.
political vein, right? So you hear about. I think when I hear beef, I just think about conflict or
Me too.
potential
Oh,
conflict, right?
yes.
And so when
Yeah.
I think about it, um, that's uh like again with Trump, I think it's the conflict because conflict is profitable and we can't deny it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Pitting something up against something, those things seem you can build stories and narratives. It is profitable. So that's why now people don't break up fights. They pull out phones and wait and watch
Yeah.
to see the outcome. It's like conflict is profitable. So when I think about beef on this platform of hip hop, and I think about, of course, the underhand fucking deals that they got with the prison system, right? To see shit go down through the word, and it's still the like you drop a peel in the water to dissipate the fastest is the word on the mic, yo 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 yo, and it call to attention, and you spit that hate out there. The streets gonna tell, it's gonna talk, it's gonna. So it's a narrative, shit being built up, and I think it is profitable. So vital, but again, it's as vital as people thinking that we need a a collective enemy to join against, to wage some kind of offensive against. Like we need to have something to fight against, and that's what I think when it comes to the conflict. That's what we need to make money. Well, that's what we need to be relevant, or that's what we need to be on top. Because number three, if I'm number three and one of y'all number one, all I'm thinking about is how do I get number one? It's gonna be some contention or some conflict because I gotta go through y'all in my mind to get to somewhere else as a competition standpoint. So it's not personal; it's just conflict or contention.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, I like that. I just don't call competition beef. I guess that's kind of where my mind is.
Shut up, Jay.
Yeah. That's why I said I get what he's saying.
Horse.
Hey, what time is this? It's 1:19. I gotta rewind that shit because he just popped back on, sweating, old as hell.
Hey man, look, your mother's an astronaut, man. Your mother's an astronaut, man.
But no, I do think that competition is. I like if he's. It's not like he's just saying it's different. He's lumping competition in there. As
it's like beef. Okay. I tell you how I'm using good is like beef is like when you say you good, nigga, you good.
Are you good?
You good? You good? You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm using beef.
That sound like that Colgate commercial. Whoa.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, shit. To answer your question, I do think it's vital the way the context you're using it.
Yeah. I mean, in some senses, and some,
I think it's vital for like what Tone is saying, the industry of it. But I do sort of segregate the culture from the industry. You know what I'm saying? I do.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think it's vital for the quality. Like what Tone, what I got out of what Tone said was he said, I'm number 3. I want to figure out what it's like to be what it take to be number 1. Like I think that like when you got that, it kind of like increases the creativity.
Yeah, I think me and Noah we was talking about that. Like I think I'm kind of hampered, but I'm not as competitive, so I don't see it from that me and you talked about it too, Adisa. Like just I'm not really that competitive when it comes to certain things. I like to be the best I can be and whatever that is.
But I don't think it's about being. I think being competitive is a byproduct of it. I just think it's about. So like Madden, right? Mm-hmm. Remember Madden was going against 2K, NFL 2K. Like they had to like outdo each other. They had to like raise their bar every year in order to sell video games.
Yeah. What I'm saying? I'm not talking about the capitalism. That's the spirit of capitalism.
No. I'm talking about like I ain't talking about. I brought that up as an example, not necessarily talking about sales. Translating that to hip hop, I think like when you look at a certain level of people that's doing the same thing that you're doing, sometimes you want to put out a product that's at a certain level of quality. So like even like with me, I've told you a lot of times like I don't rap no more because I don't feel like I'm up to the quality of the people who I think that I should be up there with. You know what I'm saying? So like if I was to come out, my motivation would be not like part of my motivation would be to drop quality music. And I think like the people that's doing it kind of set that standard. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I might not necessarily hate the second and first person, but I probably do want to like just the pride in me want to drop something a little bit better than them or
I mean, where do you have artists like? Where do you have artists? Well, I mean, you can't go against what Abnorm is saying because he's saying what he would want. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why I get and I appreciate it. I was just speaking from a person who's really I don't really consider myself a competitive person. I
would totally disagree, and I would totally.
Yeah, hold on, give me a second. I know you would disagree.
Whoa. You say you're not a competitive person, or you don't compete?
Listen. There we go. There's. So thank you for saying because I already knew when I said that you were going to interrupt. I do believe in competition, I'm cool, but I'm not the person out there trying to. And Tone can't even say this. I'm not the person out there trying to sit there and be like, I'm the best, and none of you niggas can fuck with me. And whoever think they can meet me at half court, or whoever think they can meet me on that mic. I'm not competitive like that. I'm not that type of person. I just like doing what I do. And
Yeah.
if you feel like, if you feel like you better than me, what the
Well,
fuck?
okay. You said the I statement, so I won't disagree too wholeheartedly. I won't. I do believe when we stepped out on the court, we wanted to be better. We wanted to prove it. Period. There
No,
was
no,
no.
you did. I wanted to win.
No. Winning that's the ultimate proof. That's the ultimate proof.
Yeah, like shit, goddamn. Like I feel like Johnny Cochran right now. Like, hey, so
Right.
this you playing evidence.
listen,
I'm jumping in right here. I'm getting
No, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I don't like. Let's look at Michael Jordan. I thought Michael Jordan was the best. He had won a damn thing. He kept losing. I thought he was the best. It didn't really the championships. Your favorite player, Barkley. I think he's one of the best power forwards to ever play the game. He didn't win, right? So for me, I disagree with your statement. So
that's tomato. I'm not trying to.
Yeah.
Okay,
He
all
won
right, I'll
enough.
just be quiet. Yeah, okay.
We're not talking about
I was
winning
just
championships, and I'm not gonna say you're not competitive. I'll let
no,
you say.
no. What you said was winning is the proof.
No, I said for us.
For who? Who was us?
Me and you and Kurt when we was playing, when we won, winning was the proof. We set
it
out to
wasn't for
win.
me.
Did we not
wasn't
set
for
out?
me.
Wait. Did we not set out to win?
Yeah, that's the goal.
Did we meet the goal?
Yeah.
Okay, well, shit. Did we have to be competitive to do it? Shit.
Well, hold on. I mean, this is amazing. Again, like the words, the value of words. Let me ask you a question. So do we think that Andre 3000, will we consider him a competitive MC? Yes or no? Just yes or no for that.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I
then
wouldn't.
That makes sense.
You said you wouldn't?
No.
Fuck no. No.
I think everything the man writes.
Hold on,
Now,
Tone. Like, just because you're in something where a contest can develop, or we're playing basketball, so we are competing. But it's a little bit more that we're talking about here. When we talking about, it's a reason why they talk about Michael Jordan's competitiveness. They all playing basketball. Why we only talk about Michael Jordan's competitive nature? Why we only talk about Kobe Bryant's competitive nature? Right? Because because they were competitive people. All of them playing basketball, but we're not talking about fucking Muggsy Bogues. We're not talking about Kevin McHale. We're talking about Bean Bryant and Michael and how competitive they were. So yes, they're playing basketball, so they are competing. But do we think of John Sally as a competitive person? I'm
Yes.
not. Okay, gotcha.
Hold on, are you saying you not? So like, you say, are you saying that? Wait a minute. What are you saying? Are you saying you're not competitive, despite the fact that you want to win?
Listen. This is what I'm saying. There's something that I'm trying to delineate here. Is we're all, if we talking, let's talk about basketball. Like, that's what we're talking about. We are actually in a contest where we're competing against one another. That's what we're saying. For the most part, if we can agree, at least half of the people, I'm being nice here, at least half of the people that's engaging in this sport, they want to win.
No, but you said that you're not competitive, right?
Yeah, let me clear that up. Let me get with what I'm trying to say. because I don't have the term to articulate what I'm trying to say. That's why I use a person that's playing basketball like John Sally, and the
Mhm.
person and when we think of Michael Jordan and when we think of Kobe Bryant, we talk about their competitive spirit almost as if it's different in other NBA All-Stars even and NBA Hall of Famers even. Would we agree to that?
I don't know. No, I just
No,
want to know, are
I
you
get what you're
saying
saying.
that you're not
I get
competitive?
exactly what he's saying. It's like him saying, like right now, people would say Jordan and Kobe was far more competitive than LeBron. People would put that out there like that,
Then
right?
then a lot of other people.
Than
Yeah,
a lot
but
of people.
yeah.
But I'm just using
Mm.
those people because this
Yeah.
is like the top 3 people that you see in that you see in barbershop conversations and the like. So
Right.
what he is saying is, well, shit, I give a fuck about, trying to dog anybody. I'm just out here doing the best that I can to help my team win. So that I can win. I'm not trying to be better than you. I just want to win. Now, can winning somebody say, damn, he beat my man, he better than him. He's saying that don't necessarily mean that I'm better than you because I beat you. You see what I'm saying? Because like
Ooh,
it
ooh.
doesn't
I'm gonna say this.
necessarily.
I'll see. Hold on. Listen, I'm a highly competitive person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
you
want to
are.
win at Uno. I want to win in a foot race. I want to
Mm-hmm.
win in a hot dog eating contest. I want to win at basketball. I want to win if I'm competing, right? If I'm competing, because we're just competing. So I'm a very competitive person. And when I played basketball with Doctari / Jason, he was competitive because we were competitive as fuck. That's what I'm
Here's
saying.
the
In
thing.
that game,
No,
in that
I
game of
would like,
in the
but
game of basketball, to
yeah.
me,
like, yeah, okay.
because 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 we're just competing. And the person who's most competitive usually wins the fucking most.
Really?
Usually. Yes.
So, well, I mean,
Wow.
okay. I
Some,
don't.
I wouldn't say
in
that.
my
Okay,
opinion.
let's do this. Let's do
Not,
this.
go ahead.
Because I think
There's
talent comes into play too. I could be
I
the
think
most
talent,
competitive motherfucker.
exactly.
Right.
yes, and
Exactly.
that's why I was just
But
about
when
to
we
go.
when we talk about when we talk about competition and being competitive, like we talk about like Ben Simmons, right? Like people say that he don't really give a fuck about winning, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now we would probably say that um Jimmy Butler is more competitive than him, right?
Damn. Yeah. Oh shit. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Based on what?
Yeah, I would.
His attitude on the court, probably.
No,
And I
I
think
think shit.
Mm.
Based on the evidence of the times he touches the ball, the moment, the ebb
Yeah.
and flow of the
yeah,
game, the will to want it, the will to make it happen against all whatever else anybody thinking about.
yeah.
That's
So I guess my question for Jay, because I think I don't know, Lamar, you look like you were sorry as hell, but me and Tone is hoop with Jay.
Nigga. In basketball, you got me.
Yeah, Jay, are you saying you wasn't competitive in basketball when we played with you?
I'm trying to. I'm saying yes, I was competitive because I was competing. I'm trying to delineate because I'm agreeing with what Lamar is saying. I like we're all competing, so we're being competitive, but there's a competitive nature that like, and I'm trying to use Kobe, and I thought I had a
Okay.
good example because Kobe. Hold on, give me a second.
Yes.
Because Kobe and Michael are notoriously known
For that
for
competitive fire.
the competitive for their competitive drive. They're known for that. And what I'm saying is using those, and I'm not saying I'm as good as those people or not, just using the characteristics of competitiveness. I'm not remotely close to that. I wanted to play and I wanted to win. If somebody is saying winning equals having the competitive nature that Kobe and Jordan had, I disagree with that. I'm
And I say
saying
this.
I like. Give me a second.
Go
I'm
ahead.
saying I liked playing basketball. I'm passionate about the sport of basketball, but it doesn't mean that I was. I don't have the words. Let me make up a word that I was super competitive.
Can I say
I'm just
this?
out here. You can say.
You made that
Go
up?
ahead.
I would
No,
say
I'm
this.
just.
This is. I think the words you're looking for. I'm trying to help because I want. I don't want to put words in your mouth. I think the difference is when people speak about Michael and Kobe, they're competitive in every other parts of their life outside of basketball. They're competitive
Yeah,
at
I
every.
no. Yeah, I know. I know. But they approach. But I only want to keep it because they approach. You just said something about yourself. You want to win at Uno. You want to win at this. I'm saying that spirit that you have right there is in basketball, and I don't have that spirit in football or basketball. I never did,
Okay.
irregardless of
Okay. I
what
just
y'all
thought.
thought y'all saying.
Okay.
But
I
see,
thought you wanted to win at all costs. I
but
thought you
here's the
wanted to
thing.
win at all costs. I don't know.
I'm
But
not.
here's the
Hold
thing.
on.
Like, say, I'm
I'm
a
not.
very competitive person. I'm very competitive. Like, I would, if you say something to me, and I would take it as a slight just to prove you wrong or just to motivate myself. I'm that type of person, right? With anything. But I have to be honest. It's not that even when you say something, it's not that I'm competing against you. Now I'm trying to push myself to see how far I can go. You see what I'm saying? That's just like me being like
Yeah. Yes.
me being a barber, right? I got all these barbers around me, and all these dudes are good. I don't look at them as competition. You see what I'm saying? To me. But it's like, okay, I just put it like this. It's like I'm in it to win it and not for the wealth. I got a crib with a Grammy and a gat on the shelf. Nan nigga competition got a battle myself. Me and
Mm.
Quality on the mission, hitting Pharaoh for help. That's what Black Thought said in Gorilla Monsoon rap, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's how I look at shit. Like I'm I'm in it to win it. It ain't even about the money. I'm about the success. I don't give a fuck what these niggas doing. I'm battling myself. And I think that's what Jay is saying. Like, yeah, I'm going against y'all, but I'm pushing myself to the limit to see, you know what I'm saying, what I can pull out. It ain't even about being better than y'all. It's just about me winning.
That's in the line of the scope of what I'm saying.
I can
And
see
I
that.
think the true passion I have for the game came across like I wanted to dominate my opponent. It it wasn't that, and it's never been that in anything I do. It ain't never that. It's to maximize my own potential.
Yeah.
Okay. What did we bring this up for? What was your original point with you not being competitive?
I was uh
We was talking about
Yankees are kicking
MCs.
ass. The
We was talking
Yankees
about
are kicking ass.
Yeah, I was like, okay, we get you not
Yeah,
competitive. Fuck it, I ain't gonna make you
yeah.
competitive.
Okay,
Like,
cool,
what
cool.
was you?
You want to know why
Okay,
you're not.
but here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't think you yeah, we did lose our point. But I was thinking about
We was
Andre.
talking about rap. Yeah, we was talking
Yeah,
about hip hop.
Was that you
'cause
just
I
asked
think
for
you
Andre 3000
uh,
competitor?
yeah, but I think Norm was saying he brought up the video games and he was talking about how competition can basically make things better. I don't disagree with that, but I don't personally view Andre 3000 as uh, a boisterous competitive rapper like that. I don't view him like that. And I think when he's rhyming, what he makes is just phenomenal.
Mhm.
Right.
And I
And I
think
think,
I,
go ahead. I don't want to cut you off, but I just want to add to that. I think that's where his competition is. Like, he's steady trying to take his game up higher every time he steps on the mic.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
Yeah, but so and that's what I don't. I'm sorry, were you still going,
No,
Jay?
go ahead.
My bad.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. I think like it was an interview with him, like last year sometime, and they was asking him about rhyming, and he was like, he said this a few times, like I just don't think I got it. no more. Like, what do people want to hear from? Like, what I'm gonna rap about what do you say, a colonoscopy? Like, I just
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I seen
right.
that.
So like, I think where we getting a little off track here with because we using terms beefs and everything and
Yes, sir.
competition and everything. But when I'm talking about it's vital, I'm not necessarily talking about like, oh, Jay in the game, I gotta beat him or I gotta knock him to the side. I kind of think like what I'm talking about is like setting
Mhm,
those standards of what quality is, right? And I think
mhm.
like Andre acknowledges that, like based on his comments that he made about why he's not doing it anymore. I think that like certain people like Jay-Z, Nas, like and then nowadays like Kendrick Cole and I can't remember Kendrick and Drake. But I think like you have certain people that set the
We
standards
would have got a
of
middle
what
finger on here.
what dopeness is supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. That's in my I just believe like you got certain people that just set the bar. And that's what I mean by like competition. Not that they being malicious with it or they trying to
No,
bring anybody down. I just think that like a certain level of like there is a certain way to me that people throughout the history of rap and hip hop, if that element has like kind of set the standards of what quality is and what lack of quality is across the
mhm.
board. That goes with the trap music, drill music, all that shit. Like I think that's needed to sustain the that part of the culture.
I do think and just from that standpoint, I do believe that there does, like you said, quality. And I think, even if I'm not um if I don't have my scopes set on you, period, or let's say an artist don't have his scope set on another artist, period, they may hear a song and it can inspire them to try to do something better. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where another
Yeah,
aspect
yeah,
of competition can come in, that or
yes,
something, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it has to be something where it's like, yo man, I gotta beat this nigga, you know what I'm saying? No, it's like, damn, that's some dope shit. Let me get out here and, you know what I'm saying? Like say I like I said, working at a barbershop. I look at what some of my coworkers do, or I look at shit. I may go to a gas station, see a dude in there and shit, and he got the black shit on his fucking forehead. And I say, bullshit, that's not a good haircut. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that the motherfucker probably done got his line pushed back. You know what I'm saying? But then I may see somebody coming from somewhere, and I see like a nigga with a crispy ass line, and he faded, and I had to tap that nigga like, nigga, tell your barber I said kudos on that shit because it's beautiful.
That's
And then when
that's
I see it, then I'm going back
that's
to
how
the
you
shop.
flirt.
yeah, yeah. I think that's yeah,
Like,
yeah.
motherfucker, how I flirt.
That's how you be
He
flirting.
called him. He called him a flirt. Oh
Nigga
shit.
said that's how I flirt. You a piece of shit.
you say, hey, kudos to your barber. Like
Nigga,
that's.
I didn't say it like that, nigga. You said that. You said that shit like we was at the Regal Beagle.
Hey,
Motherfucker.
then
I
I'm
didn't say
gonna
that shit
rewind.
like
Hey,
that.
rewind. They told, help me out. Then he said, hey,
Nigga
he said, hey,
say,
bro.
I'm,
He licked his lips like
I was about
kudos
to
to
say,
your
did he
barber.
lick his lips? We gotta go to the
He licked
camera.
his lips. He
They
said,
gotta go to
mm.
the slow mo. We
yeah.
gotta look at the.
He
No,
said, he
no.
said, he did the He said,
Oh, okay. No, he didn't.
Oh
Okay.
shit. Oh,
Oh,
that's funny, man. That's funny.
I love to get Lamar on a prank show where somebody did that to him, man. That's some funny
Hey,
shit.
Norm tried to prank me. What was that, about 2 weeks ago? On
Yeah, I
April
tried to
Fool's?
prank. I tried to prank him on April Fools, man. That shit
Man.
didn't go nowhere, man.
Nigga,
What
like,
happened?
I called him like I was somebody else and said, hey, you was talking shit to my girl
on your
on,
podcast.
on the podcast. You know? He's like, what shit? He said, well, you need to go take that shit up with her, man.
He was like, I said, well, you ain't got to worry about it. She won't be on there again. I didn't even want to know who she was. And then he said, so man, I know you making some money for it. What we gonna do about this? I said, nigga, if you don't get on my business, I just hung up the phone. But that was it, man. He was just, he gonna call me back like, damn, nigga, you weren't supposed to stand on business like that. I was like, I ain't about to get mad with a nigga I can't see. That's what I'm figuring. Like, how you get mad at somebody
Brave
over
motherfucker.
Hey, I do want to mention these two things. When Nas once Big died, he said, since you died, competition is none." Right?
Mm.
He was saying to the point where like he was writing for they was writing for each other. You know what I'm saying? When he throw this out, then he throw this out, then he put this out. So it was like a way of inspiration. Right? It's
Yes.
but I'm gonna mention this one guy. He say, "Who in your top 5? J Big, Pac, Nas? Don't want to hear another name if it's not mine. Any side talking, consider your shots fired from the outlier. Started up like a hot wire, nigga. Black Thought ain't no competition for this man.
No, ain't nothing. I ain't finna talk. Like, I just don't believe it is.
I'm just
I
saying,
don't
ain't no
believe it is.
competition for this
I don't
man.
want to talk.
And I'm not. All I'm saying is sometimes that's where we want to get to.
Not in this arena, anyway.
It's just,
Not in
so
this
that's
arena.
where I want. And as an
Not in this
artist and as an
arena.
MC, that's the epitome when you get to a space or you attempt to. You don't even know you're in that space if you're trying to be better. That you get to a place where they don't know, but like Andre 3000, nobody wanted with you. You know what I'm saying? Because of what you do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You eliminate the
Yeah,
competition because they don't nobody like when Pac was out. You think about it, Pac had no competition when he was out, and it had nothing to do with lyrics or rappers or the beats and none of that shit. He was number one across the board. Now,
period.
DMX had 2 number 1 albums, but people wouldn't consider whatever his style was. So you're talking about a selling artist versus a beloved artist versus talking about people always still compare and want to compete with the love that Pac got. So we're talking about competition. People want to, like Jeezy, you hear Lil Wayne, everybody want to compare with the Master P. With I want people to love me like Pac. I want people, everybody compare because we ain't seen no shit like that. And so when we talking about sales, we ain't seen no shit like DMX. But we're talking about competition. But we're talking about the word, that guy Black Thought, like the guy Common. There's some people, Andre 3000, that they're in the space where I don't know if it's an echelon, like ain't nobody trying to battle with them, right? And then that makes, you know what I'm saying? And I think that keeps it, and that's what people want to get to, where they say just avoid that lane, right? There, you don't want it with that guy. And so
let me
Jay-Z,
ask,
go
let me
ahead.
ask you, do you think that nobody wanted to battle Pac? Like back then, what, you know, or was he even considered a worthy opponent for a battle?
What we
Oh yeah,
talking
he
about?
was.
So we talking about record
Yeah,
sales. We talking about sellout
yeah.
shows.
He
What
was
we
worthy.
talking about? Number 1 hits. What are we
I'm
talking?
talking
Ain't
Yeah,
no
about,
competition. What are
get
we
on the
talking about?
mic and nigga, we go at it.
Nah, he didn't have to
think
do
a
that.
lot. I don't think like it might be a bad career move. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like going against Pac like that. It might be he was so, like Tone said, he was so beloved. It
Yeah,
might have been
and the
it'd
thing
have been a
is,
bad career
it
move,
was
man.
fucking. It
Everybody
was
thought
like,
everybody thought Biggie. Everybody thought he was better than Biggie, which is asinine, right? But
yeah, of
that's
course it's
asinine.
fucking asinine. I think, and I think like with the
Asinine.
whole thing with the love that Pac got, it really wasn't because of the music. It was the image. It
Well,
was
I
so
saw
much
2 of the
image.
Titans go at his head though. So
You know what I'm saying?
Who?
I saw two of the heavyweights go at him.
Who was
Who?
that?
I mean, we can't discount Biggie. Like Biggie
Yeah,
did
no,
and
no. I'm
Nas
saying
did.
who else? You said, but Nas did.
Nas. Yeah.
They
Nas went
had
at him.
to. And Mobb Deep and Jay-Z. He went against all of them.
Hold on.
That's how
Wait a
strong
minute.
he was.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. What is when I'm sorry, I'm stupid one on this panel. What is when Adam? They said something about him, or did they literally?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I know
Like what?
Big,
Like
but the Big
a
go
lot of
at it.
people.
But I
What
Yeah,
I'm
mean, you know,
saying is
Big went straight
the
at him.
me-
Like Big went at him.
yeah, the
Big went at him.
message,
Jay-Z.
you know,
But
the
I don't
message.
remember the message. Yeah, that's going at him. Okay, I got you. I know what you mean now.
Okay, y'all.
Even if he perceived you went at him, he went at you. That's the point. And he was number 1. They was trying to get. That was number 3, 4, and 5, and 2 trying to be number 1. Is what I'm saying. He was the man to take shots at. But he is a career ender. Pac was like they didn't want nobody want beef with Pac. He didn't have to be a lyricist. That's all I'm saying.
No. Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on. I'm not saying. I'm talking about because there is this discussion, and it was discussion at the time. Like We were all there. Was he considered number one skillfully?
No,
Not ever.
never.
Yeah. And so that's what we were all on different sides of the fence. It was just like, of course, he had the number one spot.
Okay.
Because of his
What's that movie?
image.
What's
The
that?
nigga
What's that?
shot some police officers in the ass. The nigga went to jail. The nigga
Hey, listen,
did at
brother,
the motherfucking
Adisa,
camera. He fought
brother.
one of the gay ass brothers that was on the niggas that make Menace to Society. He fought them niggas. You know what I'm saying? So this nigga was all drama. Yeah,
The
he's
brother
number
was
one.
the brother was a prolific writer, man. You can't take that from him. He was a prolific
What
writer.
the poems he wrote, Jada Pinkett Smith.
I will say this though.
Wow.
Like, I
Have you heard Me Against the World?
I think we got some revision.
No, Me Against the World was a classic. I'm bullshitting. I think he made great music. He made great emotionally charged music.
Okay, that's why.
17, you would cry about your daddy, but right now today, this shit.
And not to mention, from the time he started making music to the time he died, he still got the biggest motherfucking. He had the biggest catalog of music. And the time that he made it, shit, you only compare him with Prince, and not to mention
AI.
And not to mention, you never fucking knew who beats he was rapping on. Nobody give a fuck. Everything he touched was gold, man. That's a
fact. That's a fact.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, back up. No.
Like, what part did you touch?
Everything he touched was gold.
No, it wasn't.
No, people loved it. No, people
loved it. We're not saying it was great.
Right, but he didn't hit that gas pedal until All Eyes on Me. Like,
which was one of the worst albums I've heard in my life.
Wow.
I hate when you say that, man. I hate when you say that. Like,
it was the most my niggas went gold. Thug Life went gold. Me Against the World went triple platinum. Machiavelli went double platinum.
Not while they was brand new.
No. Me Against the World didn't go triple platinum while he was alive.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
Hell no, it didn't. Like his shit started skyrocketing after he died.
He died.
He was a success. Yeah, he was a big.
Pac was the number one album seller.
No, he was one of the top rappers. Don't like you can't deny that. But Snoop was a top rapper. He was a top rapper. Like you had he was up there like on the top tier, but he wasn't like God level until after he died. Like and he started hitting that stride. And we remember
when he was alive.
When All Eyes on Me came out.
When he went to Death Row, he was the top rapper. Snoop was below
because
him.
he got out of jail, and that's what I'm saying.
That's arguable. Yeah.
It was after all the drama. After all the drama, this nigga get out of jail, and they're like, "Oh man, this nigga got on the vest and the bandana." You know what I'm saying? The niggas just went crazy. You know
I'm blaming it. I'm saying record sales, tours, goddamn, like sellout shows. We're talking about performer here. We ain't just talking about him being. I'm talking about
back then. It was more simplistic.
While he was alive, he wasn't better than Jay-Z lyrically, or Nas or Biggie, but he sold more albums than them when he was alive, and he did more sellout shit than them. How
did we gauge popularity back then? Right, we gauged it by like how much they sold records. Right,
how much you saw them on TV, how much they was on.
But remember that record selling shit. Remember when like in the early in the mid 90s when they started motherfuckers were just going like 10 times platinum, like when Eminem came out. Like that's when record sales became something that we was like really. Before that, it was like, yeah, you got a gold record. But remember, we used to go off how many times they played the shit on jukebox, like how much you heard motherfuckers banging it in the hood or whatever. Yeah. Like he checked a lot of boxes. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying like, dog, it was some other heavyweights out there with him. That's all I'm saying. Like it was some other heavyweights out there with him while he was alive.
It was.
That's all.
It was like you say.
And he might have been number one. I ain't taking that from him. I'm just saying he might have been number one, but Snoop was number one at the time. Like
Niggas was still pushing Nas. I don't
Ice
care
Cube
what
was number one at the time. Like
yeah. Yeah, you know, you had that.
I won't deny none of that. I won't deny none of that.
Shit, LL was still pushing that shit too. People, huh? Sorry.
Yeah.
I just know Pac. I appreciate Pac more as time goes on though, because like him and Biggie, like the fact that like I still bump they shit. Like they got some of the most timeless music. Pac and Biggie got some of the most timeless music ever that I've ever heard rap.
But first of all, when you heard all Pac's, what to call them damn things, all his features, Gotta Get Mine, with Breathe, Spice One, Jealous Got Me Strapped, Above the Law, Call It What You Want. I mean, he was everywhere. He was
Hammer.
like, his shit was just, I don't know. It just was, when he was out, all I'm saying is, even with DMX not being the best lyrically, he was popular. And I think that's what, like, he became hip hop pop. Like, he was like the first hip hop pop star.
Yeah.
I listen, man. The motherfucker said on the song with Scarface, he said, they're gonna start calling me by my new name. He said, and what's that? He say featuring Lil Wayne. What are we talking about? People who had a great run? Or are we talking about, when we talk about the number one spot, we're just talking about the most popular artist at the time, right?
At the time.
That's kind of like, right, the most popular artist at the time. There's always, like Norman said, there was so many metrics that we use to evaluate artists, you know, back then. You know, me and Norm almost got lynched when we bring up fucking Nas and Tupac. There's no discussion there. I don't care what spot he held. How many records he sold. Everybody on this phone know that he's not fucking with that guy. So I don't care about the spot. So we have to sort of contextualize what we're saying in our arguments about that number one spot. Yeah, DMX had that spot. He might not have the charisma that Tupac had, but Tupac did have that number one spot. He wasn't messing with S-Dot. He wasn't messing with Mos Def. He wasn't messing with Nas. He wasn't messing with Common. You know, and we had these various metrics that we use to measure those things. That's all.
Either.
No.
But we know truth isn't measured. We know truth isn't always measured in mass appeal, though.
Lyric for lyric, you think Tupac will fuck with Respect to That?
Yes.
No, this show need a part 2 next week, nigga. We got to discuss.
I'm not participating in the Tupac and Inspector Deck conversation.
I know. If I pull up some shit, that nigga ain't fucking with Deck, man. You must
you right and I'm wrong on that one. Like, I'm not arguing no Tupac and Inspector Deck.
I mean, listen, this is MC shit. This ain't about popular. This is MC shit. Man.
But all I'm using that as a sense.
He ain't fucking with
beef. We're talking about beef and competition. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. We're talking about. Hold on.
Beef and competition.
I put Inspector Deck up there with anybody when it comes to setting a song off, though. Like, if we want to get to, like, that category, like one of the greatest lead off hitters in the history of rap.
Huh? What you say? Hey, y'all, listen. I need that. I got something I'm supposed to do.
He doesn't have the catalog. So you know what I'm saying?
Who, Deck?
Yeah, we wouldn't have.
No, Deck doesn't have the catalog, but I'm just saying, like, skill wise, shit.
Yeah. Then again, I'm a bad guy with Tupac. I really like Tupac's music, but I just think he could put words together that sound together pretty good, man. You know, like,
I don't know how many times you can rhyme Hennessy with Tennessee. Motherfucking enemies with frenemies.
Always.
Nigga on the curb swerving. No word.
Y'all doing that shit.
Vision blurred.
Y'all doing that shit with him like motherfuckers be doing with Nas, talking about all he rap about is Africa. Like that one.
Hey, Norm,
Hey.
at least we know it though. We do know we're doing it, Norm. We are doing it.
Yeah, we
They
are
really
doing
believe
it
he
on
talking about
purpose.
Africa. They really believe he talking about Africa every 3
Africa.
songs, man.
Yeah, they
Every
do.
line is Africa.
But listen, y'all, look, let me let Stone put Tone back on the stage. But y'all, listen, yo, can we do y'all want to pick this up again next week, man? This conversation? Because I think this was a really good.
I really like
topic.
the bill tonight. I really like the bill tonight.
Yeah, I do too, man. And I like the competition where we are, get our shots off. You know what I'm saying? Pause. But
I always appreciate. I want to thank you for having me on. I always appreciate conversing with your brothers and sharing perspectives. It's always a blessing.
So yeah, like I don't know what T has. I forgot. All he listened to is Tupac, so he can have this conversation.
Oh no, he would not. Like, he would have been sitting.
He would not have life tonight, right? But yo, let's
He
like
would
we
try to
got
battle Tone. No, he don't even rap. He would have tried to battle Tone. Like battle that nigga.
He a Tupac fanatic.
Oh my god,
dog.
Tupac and White
He
Jesus.
nigga had a mannequin on the side with a bandana on it. Dog.
Tupac and who?
White Jesus.
Jesus.
Oh, I thought you said Warren. I thought you said Warren G.
Almost same thing. But look, y'all, let's any final thoughts for the night, fellas, before we get off this thing.
Nah, yeah, thanks for having me. Like Tone said, man. And step your game up, man. When you out here flirting with dudes, come better than your lineup is cute. Something better, man.
This nigga here, you know what, man? I seen your picture when you took the picture with your stonewashed jeans on. They was cut up at the knees and shit. I saw that picture with your damage. But but y'all, all right, y'all, we gonna close it out for the night, man. We gonna come up, we gonna have another one next week. I don't know what y'all got going on next Saturday night, man. But I love to have you brothers back. Whatever we build on, I always love to have you brothers back, man. All right.
I say.
Appreciate y'all guys. All right, peace.
Peace.